Loki got a headache. Payback is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dang, lady, you flying like a bat out of H-E-double-L. That's what my mama say. Jesus, I'm turning to my mama. Just like, you're going nowhere fast. Like, we both got to the same red light. That's the only thing that be irritating me. Now, don't get me wrong. I'll smash out on somebody quick. But it got to be a benefit to it. Like, I got to be making a red light. Something. It don't make no sense to smash out and we both end up at the same red light. We got one person in here. Thank you for hitting the light. I got a slight little headache. I had to take me a little Cedrin real quick. But I'm trying to wait for other people to come in because I don't like to repeat myself or whatnot. Happy Saturday. I guess, I could go ahead and start for the people catching the replay or whatnot. Chloe G, what's happening? All right, so yesterday, let's talk about how I went on a field trip. What's up, King Rooster? Let's talk about how I went on a field trip with my daughter. Now, 2 weeks ago, they sent home paperwork saying like, oh, you want to be a chaperone, fill this out. So I was under the impression once you send it in, like, that's it. Come to find out, they had a whole lottery process and they picked a certain amount of chaperones to go on this field trip yesterday. And I was not picked. However, I was there ready to get on that bus. So they came and they told me, hey, Ebony, you're more than welcome to drive up there. But, we did a lottery process, blah, blah, blah. I was a little upset. I ain't gonna hold you, right? So they picked three moms and one dad. Now, I'm coming to talk about the dad, guys. Now, if you've seen the title says, we got 5 people in here, hit the like. If you've seen the title says better than nothing. Okay? Now, I noticed that has been an argument on YouTube, in terms of like, dads having custody of their kids or them being in their lives. And it's like, well, they're trying. Right? So, I'm going to tell y'all what happened and then y'all be the determinants of whether or not he was trying. I mean, you still can say he was trying, but it's like, is it better than nothing or should the daddy should have stayed home? Now, all right, let me get into this. All right. So 8 people in here, hit the like. So I drove to the field trip. So I'm already irritated because now I got to drive all the way to this field trip. So boom, I get there. Simply, hey, I get there, boom. The dad and all the parents get off the bus. The kids get off the bus. Cool. I'm there. I'm ready to chaperone because I know my kid could be a lot. So I'm there with my kid as they are with theirs. So, I'm there, trying to keep the kids together as all the moms are. The dad of the child was on the phone the whole field trip. When I tell you this man was on the phone, it wasn't like he was conducting business. It wasn't like he was working because you get what I'm saying? Like, I could see if, he was working and had to take a phone call here and there. But this man was on the phone the entire field trip. Nigga, what you come for? Like, you was here to chaperone kids, meaning watch. Okay? This man was like standing away from the kids, like he on the phone talking about bitches. Like, how are you around? First off, let's talk about his attire, okay? The man was, and you know what? It's like a fine line of trying. Todd M was good. So look, I'm talking about this field trip, and I'm asking you guys, is it I forgot what the title is. I done got distracted. Is better than nothing? Is it better than nothing? Or should this daddy should have stayed at home? So he signed up to be a chaperone. So boom, he got the chance to ride on the bus. I had to drive. But this man was on the phone the whole field trip. Like we all the moms and the teachers keeping the kids, together, making sure they not throwing sand, you know what I'm saying, making sure that they staying attentive to the presentation. This man is like a couple of feet back, lollygagging. Now, is the little girl paying attention to that? Probably not at this age, So in her case, she probably like, hey, dad came, yay, my daddy's here. But it's just like, fellas, we got to do better. This man came, his pants was hanging off of his ASS. Like, we could see his underwear. They were not so clean. You get what I'm saying? Like, and so I'm trying not to be judgmental. But it's just like, I feel like if you're going to be at your kid's school, you should put your best foot forward. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's the one time, nigga, if you don't wear belts, maybe you should invest in a belt. Does it matter what he had on? Nah, maybe not. It didn't, if I was a kid, kids could be really cruel. And, they in the first grade, so maybe that, they ain't on that roasting session yet. But a couple of years from now, if he's still doing the same ish, then more than likely, yes, it does matter what you have on. Because they gonna be talking about this little girl daddy, and then she gonna be wanting to fight. You already know how kids are. She said, oh Lord. Okay, so anyway, so look, so now I'm telling you, the man is on the phone the whole time. The man is on the phone the whole time. The presenter at one of the little stations picked him as a volunteer. He didn't volunteer. The man picked him to go up there and do whatever he had to do, which I'm happy he went up there and did what he had to do. Shout out to him for that. He wasn't resistant. He went up there. He was a great sport, and he did what he had to do. So then he back on the phone. And it ain't, what's up, Angie? It ain't like he being clandestine or trying to be secretive of what he talking about. This nigga is talking about, yeah, I like fat bitches. He's like, she ain't even really that fat, like, she just got some big titties. And around the kids. Around the kids. I'm sitting here flabbergasted, like, nigga. Yee! What's up, Sleazy? And so I'm sitting here like, I gotta be getting pranked at this point. I kept looking back at the man thinking like maybe me looking at him might like, kind of like, nigga, like if you're gonna be on the phone, at least whisper, nigga, or try not to use, scurrilous language. Like you just out here just using all this profanity in front of the kids. Like, it's one thing, like, don't get me wrong. Everybody talk the way they talk in front of their kids. But it's a lot of parents that don't do all of that in front of their kids. So they not used to getting cursed out. They not used to hearing all of this obscene language. So don't bring your issues around my kid. That's kind of how I am with it. I think he even yelled at his daughter and he cursed at her. And I'm just like, like, man. But so it's kind of like, hey, hooray, he went. Like, do we clap for that, or like do we say, dude, you gotta do better? Like, where are we with this? Because it seems like Charles Latham is like, Ebony, shut up, the nigga was trying. That's where I feel like Charles Latham is. Charles is like, give him some grace, give him a break. He went on the field trip. that's, let it go. Like, but do we keep on condoning this type of behavior? Or do we address it? Should there be men that are able to say to him, hey, yeah, no. I mean, should a woman be able to even say, yo, not here, bro? Like, did that. I'm having a conversation with you guys in hopes that you will respond to me and tell me what you